Ahoy, hoy, everyone. It is Craig back at EPCOT for another Disney dining review. Before I get started, I want to remind you that this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, please consider booking a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Costs you no extra money and you get the support of an amazing Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free no obligation quote. What am I eating today at EPCOT? Well, unfortunately, I was on vacation for the start of the 2022 EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. So Rhino and Denny had to come over here without me, and I missed out on all the food fun. So now I'm doing it by myself. And I paid close attention to what they had so I wouldn't repeat anything. And I think I have a good list made up in my head of things that I want to try. Maybe I will pivot and adjust my plans as I make my way around the World Showcase, and maybe I see something different, then I'm like, ooh, I think I need to try that. I don't know, but I think I have a little bit of a plan at least, and let's hope that it doesn't let me down. And as you can tell, I am right in the entrance area outside of Spaceship Earth, so I have a long way back to get to World Showcase and all of the food. But I might start actually over by Test Track because there's a couple things there that caught my eye. So let's get this started. Hopefully I don't get too full too fast. I wasn't even able to make it all the way to Test Track before I got distracted by a food item. So I made a pit stop at Flavors from Fire. And here I got the banh mi bao with char-grilled Asian skirt steak, chicken liver aioli, pickled vegetables, and cilantro. This was $5.75, and it is one individual bao bun. And I will be honest, while it is light and fluffy on the touch, the bao is like cracking, and it makes me think that there's something a little wrong with it. I haven't had a ton of bao in my days, but I've had enough to know I've never seen this before. But skirt steak on it looks good. Those pickled jalapenos on there I think are gonna add a nice little pop. So here we go, first bite. This is a really nice bao bun. I will say the one side of it that is cracking does feel like slightly overcooked, but overall the bao is still completely fluffy and light, and just a really nice vessel for this skirt steak. And the skirt steak itself isn't overly seasoned, but the pickled vegetables on there really do pack a punch. The aioli is getting kind of lost for me in that, but the pickled vegetables all the way. They are carrying most of the flavor, with then the steak coming in just behind. For $5.75, you know, a little pricey, but for the one small bao bun that you have here. But I really like this, and as like an appetizer into the rest of my festival here, I think that this is going to be a good way to start. And I would absolutely get this again. I'd recommend anyone who's on the fence about it, you know what, just plunge forward. Chicken liver aioli might sound weird, but honestly, it just gets lost in all of this, so try it out. I moved on to my next booth, and of course I got a bit closer to Test Track. This was a booth that I know that Rhino wanted to eat at least, maybe Denny too, but definitely Rhino. But apparently there were issues with the fryers, and that's why he had to skip it. But luckily for me, it was working, and it looks beautiful. For me, it has the fry flight, and this is $7.50 and comes with 3 different types of French fries, including sea salt and malt vinegar fries, barbecued bacon fries with smoked aioli, and sweet potato casserole fries with candied pecans, toasted marshmallow cream, and caramel whiskey. Then I know there's also a yuca fry that you can try out that is separate from the fry flight. I did not get that today because 4 different types of fries just seemed a little bit excessive, even for me. So I'll get that on another day. Rhino will, someone else will, I'm sure, at some point in time. But today I'm all about this flight. And I feel like I have to go in order and start with what on paper appears to be the most boring, or like the appetizer. Again, I don't know why I'm all about appetizers in that way, but that's how I'm gonna handle this. And I'm gonna start with the sea salt and malt vinegar fries. So let me put down the card. I already preloaded a fork with French fry and other French fry, and now it's time to try it. The sea salt and vinegar french fry is really good. Of course, there is a ton of sea salt on it, and that really comes through. When I eat fish and chips, I love pouring vinegar all over my french fries, so there is not enough vinegar on these ones for me, but it is definitely still present. If you're not a vinegar fan, you might think even the little bit that's on these is way too much, but I think it's a good balance. I think that it's just a really overall solid french fry. But now to move on to the barbecued french fry with the bacon and the aioli. I think I have it all on this forkful, so here goes nothing. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of the barbecue fries. There's some good things about them and some not so good things. First off, for the seasoning, it is the same seasoning you'd have on a barbecue potato chip, so I like that. It works with the french fries. What doesn't work for me is the bacon. It's adding extra sodium, saltiness, but not really bringing any other flavors. You know, it's adding to the overwhelming salt levels, and I think they could have just left it off completely. Now that smoked aioli, that is, you know, kind of balancing out the saltiness, but also bringing a smoky flavor to it. So that really helps out a lot. So I would maybe see if this can be done without the bacon, and overall it would be a lot more pleasant. But as it is, I'm not a huge fan. You know, the pieces without the bacon, I'm digging those, but the other ones, not so much. And that will lead me on to my sweet potato dessert french fry with the candied pecans. And I'm hoping I don't drop it all off my fork here, but let's do this. The sweet potato fries were perfect. And I know that is like very, very, very over the top to say, because they're just sweet potato fries. How can they be perfect? These ones just work. And I will say I'm biased going into this. I love sweet potato fries. If I'm ever eating out and you have the option to upgrade to sweet potato fries or sweet potato tots, I will always do that. It's usually what I have stocked in my freezer at home if I'm going to have any side like that. It's always sweet potato based. It's just what I choose to go to. And these ones were really awesome. The sweet potato fries were salted, so you had that nice combination of salt and sweet. And the sweetness, I thought, could have been overdone with the cinnamon and the marshmallow, as well as the caramel that was on it. But honestly, it was enough to just, it wasn't enough to overdo it, but the salt on the sweet potato fries was enough to just balance everything perfectly. And then add on those pecans and add that crunch that just completely changed the entire texture of the dish. It just was really good, and I really, really enjoyed them. I devoured them right away. Actually, I didn't go back to the other two. I just finished those sweet potato fries, and then after that I moved to the barbecue ones, finished those, and ended strong with the sea salt. So that's my official ranking from them: sweet potato fries, sea salt, malt vinegar, and then barbecue. But I will say, for $7.50, this is a steal here at the festival. It's something that I think everyone should try. Honestly, I think it's too much food for one person, so definitely split this one, because now I feel like I only have like one more food item in me before I just completely burst. So maybe I can get a couple more things in, but yeah, I'm gonna head into World Showcase, try to find at least one more thing I'm super passionate about, and then see where it all goes from there. Oh, fry. I'm now onto what will most likely be my last food item of the day, because I'm getting overheated and I don't know if there's any amount of water that can fix that for me. Maybe a dessert, but definitely no more savory food items. So I'm sitting in Morocco, but that's not where I got my food item. I actually got that from Greece, and I got the lamb gyro with shaved lettuce, tomatoes, red onion, and tzatziki on warm flatbread. This was $6.50, and it is basically what would be a normal size gyro, just completely cut in half, and that does not look too exciting, but hopefully it has a little excitement in the flavor. In terms of the lettuce, yeah, it's just iceberg lettuce, so nothing to really write home about there. And yeah, there's a lot of onions on there, a lot of tomato, a lot of sauce. I'm just hoping that the lamb does a lot of the heavy lifting because that's what's most important in this dish. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a hit for me. The lamb is seasoned very well. It's very tasty. Of course, tzatziki is just adding that cool creaminess to it. Red onions, nice and crisp, adding texture. The tomatoes, they're bursting with juice. They're actually really good. In terms of the portion size, I mean, yeah, this is basically half of a gyro, maybe a little less. But honestly, for an event where you're supposed to taste a little bit of the different flavors from all the different places, I think that this is as much gyro as you would actually really want. So I think it's a decent portion size. Definitely feels filling and not an extravagant price at that, especially when you compare it to the bao bun that I already had earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and recommend the lamb gyro from Greece. I really, really enjoy it. I had full intentions on stopping to get a dessert at one of the booths. However, Florida had different plans for me, and it has decided to start raining. And I'm hoping it doesn't pick up too quick here while I kind of wrap everything up. But yeah, I'm already dehydrated enough just from everything that I've done that I don't need to add rain into the mix too. So it's time for me to just call it quits. That being said, everything I had today, I absolutely recommend. Especially, I believe the fry flight is probably my biggest recommendation. It's $7.50, the amount of fries that you got, the different flavors. It just all came together so nicely, with the exception for me for that barbecue one, but definitely an A+ dish. The gyro, of course, just had that $6.50. Another one for me that I think you really should try. The only thing I'd say against that I didn't really point out during the review is that you can get a gyro at so many places. Any Greek restaurants, Mediterranean restaurants. I mean, I know you can leave property right here and you can hit like 3 Greek quick service places within 5 minutes where you can get all that. So you know what? If you think you have that in your neighborhood, you've probably already been up and down the road before with gyros. If it's nothing new to you, skip it. But if it's something you don't really get often, this is a solid one. I would go for that. And, it definitely hit the spot for me. And then, of course, in last place, but not least, is that bao bun. That was really solid. And I don't know, if I would have changed the order, got the gyro first and the bao bun last, I'd probably be sitting here saying skip the gyro, not the bao bun. But I'm not also saying skip the bao bun. I think you should get that too. Everything I had was really wonderful. And I cannot wait to come back and get more from the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. And I think I also want to come back and do only beer one day, because I saw at least, I want to say 6 or 7 beers that really jumped out to me that I was ready to get, but not in the cards for me today. It's a weekday, and I'm trying to tell myself I'm not going to drink on the weekdays, hoping that will help me trim up a little bit and lose a little weight, but that probably won't help when you're eating a full flight of French fries by yourself. But whatever I can tell myself, maybe it'll work a little bit. But overall, very satisfied with how today went. But that's going to do it for this Disney dining review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, and video suggestions in the comments section. And it's starting to pour now, so again, Dreams Unlimited Travel, get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. That's it for me here from EPCOT in the International Food and Wine Festival. See you again soon with another Disney dining review. Take care. Bye-bye.